This is bad. We shouldn't be here.
This place is messed up.
Miyako! Miyako!
Wait till we come in.
Is this the right way? Wait, here it is. Oh man, what the hell was that? Come on.
What? That... Yes, people, you knew this review was coming, eventually. Ever since I first mentioned it way back in my early reviews, and even went so far as to put it at the top of the peak of anime greatness, a graphic that needs much updating at this juncture. But Ghost Hound is very different from other animes that you might go out and watch. It belongs to the supernatural genre, putting it in line with Ghost Hunt, not Hound, Hunt, and Garden of Sinners. But it has two things that those shows do not. It is not an action-based show, setting it apart from Garden of Sinners. But more importantly, the story was originally conceived by Shiro Masamune of Ghost in the Shell fame, making it very toit in terms of story. Toit. Like a toiga. Rawr. Anyways. The plot takes place in the middle of nowhere in Japan and follows a high school kid, Taro. When Taro was a child, he went to his older sister's school to meet up with her after class, and on their way home they got kidnapped and hidden away for ransom. But before the ransom was ever given or received, the kidnapper was run over by a transport truck, leaving both children in an unknown location. They were eventually found after several days in an abandoned hospital underneath the local dam. Unfortunately, Taro's sister did not survive, and Taro himself was psychologically affected by the event for the rest of his life. Fast forward to when he's in high school and he meets newcomer transfer student Masayuki, a conky kid who tries to befriend Taro, and also the school rebel Makoto, whose family was accused of Taro's original kidnapping, besides such claims lacking any palpable evidence. The show mainly talks about all different types of psychological illnesses or experiences, rather than going out and just finding ghosts. Like, what show does that? Oh, right. But regardless, and as far as I can tell, all the various facts that it brings up and topics it goes into is very true. It goes into things like lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences, even referencing things like the Monroe Institute down in the States, a place that's dedicated to the study of human consciousness. Now, with all of this thrown into an interesting narrative, my mind instantly begins to see connections with several shows that go under the banner of mindfuck. But in specific, try and guess it, here it comes. Oh! Serial Experiments Lane, which is not surprising at all, even though Shiro Masamune was the original creator for Ghost Town. The actual script and screenplay for the show was written by Chiaki Konata, who also did the screenplay for Lane, and on top of that, the show was directed by Ryutaro Nakamura, whose name I probably mispronounced, but also happened to direct Lane. Does this mean that Ghost Town is a mindfuck show? No. It leans towards it, yes, but does not quite get to that level of insanity. Because come on, while Nakamura directed both this and Lane, he also directed Wreck, which was a far cry from either of them. Production IG was the studio behind this one, not surprising, since they like to enjoy producing all of Masamune's anime work. Or at least most of it. The animation is crisp and the designs are different, I'll give it that. I enjoyed most of them, but what I didn't like I'll get to in a moment. Overall, though, visually this show is superb. But there was one thing I disliked. Just one thing. This.
What is it now? What? Wait, huh?
You guys are...
Makoto, you're... What happened to us? Our bodies are all weird!
What the hell is this? Well, they're supposed to be the out-of-body forms of our main characters, but all I see is big bobblehead babies. Now, I thought things like this have been phased out of anime since the bobblehead dolls on crack from Princess Mononoke, but apparently I was wrong. Is it because of the designer's choice? I guess? I don't know. Regardless, it's not a deal breaker, but it's just not something in the show's favor either. At least for me. Okay, back to the good bits. The opening. My god, is this opening ever awesome. I think it's a thing with Production IG to make visually appealing openings that I love and adore, like both the Ghost in the Shell openings, Eden of the East's opening, hell, even Real Dive's opening, even though the show itself can go die in a fire. But it's just a combination of beautiful visuals and a perfect selection of accompanying music that makes all of their openings, but especially Ghost Hound, pure awesome. Balancing it out though, the ending is rather basic with scrolling text and flashes of scenes. Yeah. Though I will admit, the ending song is very prettyful. Which brings us to the other side of the audio spectrum, the dub. I'm gonna sidetrack for a moment, though, and explain quickly what the background to my views are here. Regular viewers to both GR and the Desperado podcast on the Do Brigade will know about my continued hatred of Sentai Filmworks and Section 23 films. How they decided to originally release Ghost Hound, among others in the States, was sub-only. Very bad subs, I might add, and for something that you actually have to pay money for, I was hoping for something a little bit better, or at least on par with what the fansubbers offered when the show came out in Japan. But the subs were shit, and I was smart enough not to buy the Ghost Hound sub version, though I got caught buying the Clanad DVDs, which had the same problem, and they were absolutely ridiculous. After a time, though, Sentai realized that these shows could do much better with the dub. Which is like, derp, and then re-released them as such, but basically giving a large middle finger to the hardcore fans who went ahead and bought the sub-DVDs anyway. And it's just things like that that I dislike immensely. Rage. But the dub itself, backing away from my hatred of Sentai, is average. There's nothing bad about it, but nothing mind-bogglingly amazing. Though, as a plus, it features several voice actors outside the realm of Funimation entertainment that are very rarely heard, and it's a nice change of pace. For all that I love about Funimation's dubs, it's nice to have different voices every now and then. And finally, before I wrap up my thoughts on this show, we go to the final topic that I haven't been able to talk about with most of my series that I've mentioned recently, and that is... the case. This case sucks. Now, if you're just looking at the case, yes, it is quite visually appealing, but in functionality, it is the worst case I have ever seen. See, look at this, look at this. You open it up. You ever see this before? Let me zoom in. You ever see this before? All of the discs are in this little thingamabob. They're all in this, yeah, you've seen these when you go out and buy discs. So if you're not marathoning this and you want to go and say you're on the last disc and you want to go through it, here's what you got to do. You got to be like, okay, there's one disc. There's two discs. And so on and so forth until you get it back. And then you just got to put them all back with careful tenacity. It also has this little foam thing in here, which I assume is to help the case keep its shape, because otherwise it would just like sag and everything, but you did not need to have that. You want to know why? Let me show you why. This is my Cowboy Bebop case. It is the exact same dimensions in every which way as the Ghost Hound case. In that way. But, open it up. Look at this! This is amazing! Oh my! Look, look, look! And you just... Oh! Oh. That is beautiful. That is the sauce right there. That is the sauce. But, did they do it? No, they didn't. Now back to the visually appealing part. Yes, the front cover looks beautiful, although I have to lull at the little bottom thing that says New English Dub, like it shouldn't have been there in the first place. But besides that, and the designs of the OBEs, and the fact that the show was released by Sentai, Ghost Hound is amazing. It's an achievement. Something you don't see every once in a while. It's the little gem next to your K-ons and your One Pieces. This is good stuff. Sure, romantic comedies, mech shows, and action-packed dramas you can find anywhere, but it's things like this that are rare, things that you don't find, things that are this thought-provoking and intelligence-inducing. You just don't see it that often. And that's why Ghost Hound receives the highest recommendation that I can possibly give. Buy it. Watch it. Enjoy it. Sure, it's not for everyone, and maybe there are a few of you out there that aren't interested in this kind of thing and would prefer to give it a slide. That's fine. But seriously, consider it. Please. This show is worth it. And with that, stay frosty, everyone. Oh, and, what was it he said? Oh, right, watch what you eat, because you never know what's in it, and avoid pink hair. Avoid pink hair.
Wow, wow, wow! Well, I'll be damned. This town's fun after all.